Can you think too much? Yes. So to help with that, here are some thoughts I've had. So in this video, I'm going to give some useful thoughts and the biggest thing that's helped me deal with overthinking. I mean, what is overthinking anyway? What is thinking too much? Maybe a good working definition of overthinking is that you can't stop thinking, and maybe even that those thoughts are starting to become a bit destructive or get in the way of you living and doing the things you want to do. I've definitely felt that trap of being in my own thoughts and not being able to escape that kind of circular pattern. First off, overthinking is normal. Certainly most people have an experience, I think, of waking up in the middle of the night and having their brain just going round and round and round and round. But why? If you think about it from an evolutionary perspective, human beings have got these problem-solving brains, and that's what's allowed us to thrive over millions of years and become the dominant species on the planet. How's that working out for the planet? Maybe that's another conversation. Our minds, unlike animals, can deal in abstractions. We can anticipate and imagine scenarios that have yet to come, and that helps us prepare for them. And that would have been really great for us as cave people, dodging the elements and predatory mammals and stuff. But the fact is, most of us now live very comfortable, safe lives in cities and towns. No major immediate threats, but we're still left with a legacy of millions of years of evolution and these brains which keep going and going. And it's just part of what we have to deal with as human beings in the modern age. And it's worth considering the environment that we've built for ourselves in the modern age. Though most of us are comfortable and safe, just think about the nature of life in towns and cities. The pace is ridiculous. We're bombarded by information and choice. We're surrounded by other people. We can have anything we want, and the choice of that is overwhelming. And that's just our physical environments. But what about these digital environments that we've created for ourselves, where again choice is paramount and choice paralysis soon follows, and we're all presented with these interfaces screaming for our attention all the time, comparing ourselves to other people, and this rush of information about everyone everywhere all the time. I think in that situation it would be normal for anyone to overthink occasionally. As any meditation tradition would say, something worth bearing in mind is that we aren't our thoughts. We mistakenly identify ourselves with our thoughts and think that is us, that's the essence of us. Our thoughts are just clouds passing through the sky of our consciousness. It's just phenomena, it's not us. I think that's really important to remember when overthinking, that it's not you're tangling with, it's just a rush of stuff passing through your mind. Overthinking cannot be helped by more thinking. I don't know about you, but I've given it a bloody good try trying to think my way out of overthinking. There must be something I can land on cognitively that will help me crawl out of this spiral of thoughts. But there isn't. There's that Einstein quote about how a problem can't be solved at the same level of thinking that created it in the first place. But what can help is deciding to do something different and taking action. Because I'm such an overthinker, I've thought in the past of myself as feeling like a brain in a jar. You know, detached from my body and what's going on around me, just this sort of bundle of thoughts going round and round and round. And it was because of that I developed this idea about getting out of my own head. If my problem is that I'm stuck in my internal experience with my thoughts, then maybe considering what's opposite to that is what's going to be helpful. If I'm too stuck in my head, then I need to be more in my body. I need to do something more physical. I need to get up. I need to move. I need to be reminded that I have a body that I can feel. Stuck with your own thoughts? Sick of yourself? Go and be with other people. How many times have you been stuck with your own stuff and then you go and see a friend and you have a conversation, and then somehow all this stuff that you've been dealing with somehow evaporates when you start speaking to them? Other people can help right-size our problems by giving a different perspective. Seek out other perspectives because they can help with you, and you will also help them. Stuck in the internal space? Get outdoors. I spent loads of time outdoors as a kid, but as an adult it's something I've had to rediscover, and I realise I have to actively choose to go outdoors, and it is one of the biggest things that stops me overthinking and boosts my wellness. During the COVID lockdown, we were all confronted with this sense of feeling trapped in the environments that we've created, and that had and is continuing to have a mental health impact. But if you can, getting out into some open space, some green space, some coastal space, whatever it is, that can really help unplug from the normal environment, and I think the normal patterns of thought as well. There is something really grounding about being in the natural world. Where I live on the coast, we're surrounded by hills and by trees and woods. I feel very lucky. Being up there really helps me slow down. Feeling the ground underfoot and smelling the earth and the trees, different colours and shapes and textures. maybe seeing animals, remembering I'm a human being, not a human doing, and remembering I'm an animal too. Sometimes we have an idea that we're human beings moving through nature, but we are part of nature. It's the environments that we live in that are the constructions. Being out in the countryside, up in the hills, looking back over the city where I live, the idea that always comes to me is that, oh my God, most of my problems, most of the things I spend most of my time thinking about, they all fit down there. And it clears my mind. Thanks for watching, and if you're interested in overthinking and maybe some of the more negative thinking that happens, like self-sabotage, I made a video about that too. Give it a watch.